Hey y'all, welcome back to Steward Your Plans. This is Melissa. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to be here with me. I really appreciate you joining me. Today we're going to be walking through my Wonderland 222. This is the first year I have been in this planner, and I have finally been able to get my act together and incorporate all of the components that I want to have in my planner for this year. So the whole idea behind my planning is functional, but I also do a lot of decorative planning as well. But functional is definitely priority over decorative. You're not going to see me using a lot of kits in this planner. I've mentioned before in my videos that I have used kits for many years. I've been planning since probably 2020 and have used weekly kits, monthly kits. I'm not doing that this year. They really bulk up my planner, and it makes it really hard for me to functionally plan the way that I need to. I do love kits. I love sticker kits. I love monthlies and I love weeklies, but this year I'm just taking a little time off from that. But you will see a lot of decorating with icons and emojis and little stickers and things like that throughout the planner. So again, when you're looking at this or watching this, just keep in mind that I am a highly functional planner. Just to give you a little background about me, I am in fundraising and development. I plan a lot of events. I'm out of town a lot. And so a lot of my household items are clumped together because I have to take advantage of the time that I have when I have it to do the things that I need to do around my house. So you're going to see long to-do lists on certain days of the week, and then other days of the week you're not going to see anything because I typically have a lot of events on the weekends. I have to work a lot of nights. So just keep that in mind as you're looking through the planner. So let's jump right in. Okay, so this is the cover. I live in North Carolina. I love my state, and recently took a trip to the Outer Banks. And this sticker did not come from the Outer Banks, but all of these did. My husband's company recently celebrated a big anniversary. They gave these stickers away to their staff. They sent them a whole big package of goodies in celebration of their anniversary. But all of these came from Nag's Head. I was down there on a business trip a few months ago and just fell in love with the stickers. I had no plans to decorate my cover, but I love the stickers so much that I decided, let's make it fun. So opening it up, these are stickers that I have collected over the last few years. I have been a sticker hoarder for the last few years. I'll bring you guys in just a little bit closer. Okay, so I've collected these over the years. Most of these are from the Coffee Monsterz Co. I picked this up in a store in Gatlinburg when my husband and I went a few months ago. This is from, I believe, Every Minute a Story. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, it was a freebie that I got and just cut it out, printed it on sticker paper and cut it out. It could be Once More with Love. Again, apologies. But the rest of them are Coffee Monsterz Co. stickers, so super cute. I picked this one up in a gift shop also and got this one in Gatlinburg. I like to carry feelings of joy and good things over into the next year. So yeah, so that's the cover. So then opening it up, we have my daughter's school year calendar, and then this is for my events. So any events that I have for this year, I will just notate. I'll probably just circle the date. And then my daughter's calendar, if she's out sick, she was out sick a couple of days this week, and then any holidays that they'll have, I'll notate here on these calendars. And then here I have where Helen, if you're part of her Facebook group, the Coffee Monsterz Co. has a template in her Dropbox that you have access to when you're in her Facebook group for the Tombow and the Zebra Mildliners. And she has all different kind of formats. She has blank, she has the ones that are already filled out like this one. So what I did was printed it out and just went through my marker inventory and just marked off which ones that I had, because I didn't want to go and buy a bunch of markers if I didn't need to. So my goal with these markers is I like to have a light colored and a dark colored. So sometimes I can use all tombos, sometimes I can use zebra, sometimes I'll have to use a combination of the two, but I don't have to have all of the markers for her kits. And you'll see how I'm using her monthly kits in just a few minutes. And then here I have just a sticker sheet. So I just took a sticker sheet, reusable sticker sheet, used some washi, put it down in here, and these are stickers that I use to decoratively plan in my planner. Too cute. Most of them are from the Coffee Monsterz Co. All of the ones in here right now, with the exception of these. These just notate my diamond painting. I ordered those off of Amazon. And I'll have them linked in the description box. And then this is a 4-year overview that just is standard to the Wonderland 222. And I do need this as we plan events. I like to be able to look forward into the future years to see what certain dates fall on throughout that year. So I'll just be using this like it is. And then here we have just my doctor's appointments. So I'm going to be tracking my husband's and mine and my dog's. Don't know that it's necessary to color code them. When I was planning out doing my pre-planning, I thought maybe I needed to have color coding, but I really don't need to have that. So I'm just going to document. You can already see where we've had a couple of doctor's appointments. So I'll document those here, and then any copays or prescriptions or anything that the doctor prescribes us, I'll list down here. And then I have these tabs that I'm using at the top to be able to just refer to things more easily. And this is these are for my annual appointments. So I just have a tab here, and I used a reusable, or a label maker, sorry, on these reusable tabs so that I can remove it if I need to. And then here we have my quarterly tracking. So I mentioned in one of my first videos when I first got this planner that I was going to use this for the menu planning for the month. And I really am loving this because it gives me kind of an overarching view of how much we're eating out, what are we eating, so that I don't repeat things. We're big spaghetti and pizza eaters, so just to make sure that we're not eating pizza 4 times a month or 5 times a month, which sometimes that happens, and no shade to anybody. If that works for you, then it works for you. So, and then here I just have, I made collard greens on New Year's Day. We did I cooked the traditional New Year's Day meal, which was really fun, and my whole family, my bonus sons, my daughter, her boyfriend, my husband, my father-in-law came, and it was the first time everybody in my family had come together for New Year's Day, and I cooked a big lunch, and this was the recipe. I wanted to remember how I made them because I make them different every year, and they were really, really good, so I wanted to write that recipe down. And then these are some upcoming recipes that I'm planning on trying this month. And then over here, I just kind of jotted down some other projects that I wanted to work on moving into the month. So don't really know that I'll do that in the future. I've kind of found another place to house that in this planner, so I don't know that it's necessary, but we'll see. Move this light down just a little bit so y'all can see a little better. Okay. And then we move into, these are just the rest of the quarters, and I'll use those, continue to use those for my monthly meal planning. And then here I'm using this for, this was just a blank note page. And I decided to use this for my annual reminders. So things that come up annually that I need to remember. So, like my fridge filters, so those automatically get renewed and sent to us in January, and then they'll come again in June. And my husband and I were just talking about that we needed to do a computer update and maintenance. It's been a couple of years since we've done that, so we'll be doing that. And then here you have, this is a January tracker, and people use this in a lot of different ways, but I plan to use it for my quarterly chore tracker. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to just divide it up with a piece of washi and just say, like first quarter here, and then when I finish first quarter, I'll do a new label and put second quarter, third quarter, so on and so forth. And then I think I'm going to cover these and just write the months in, because I don't really care about the date that I do it, as long as I know that it's done, has been done that month. So, for example, I've got cleaning my carpets upstairs. That needs to be done this quarter. Cleaning, changing our air filters. We usually do that once a quarter, sometimes more often. It depends on the season. And washing curtains. So those are things that I know that I want to do in the next couple of months, or that I just need to check on them. So, and then that list will continue to grow. So then we have so I'm using these pages. These are trackers, and I'm just using these for monthly chores. So I do have chores that I do every week, but I'm housing those in a different place. I'm actually housing those on my weeklies. These are just things that I do on a month-to-month basis. So, and sometimes not everything gets done. I mean, y'all know how it is. It can be super busy. So I'm going to hold that still in case you want to screenshot it. But just like washing my rugs, our dog blankets, which usually happens every couple of weeks. I just did it yesterday. Vacuuming and mopping. I wipe down our couches about once a month because they get dog hair and dusty. You know, just things like washing my bathrobe, things that I don't always remember to do. And sometimes they happen more often than once a month. Sometimes they just happen once a month. Sometimes they don't get done at all, and it's the following month. But I like these trackers a lot because I can go back, and the way that they're listed on top of each other, I can go in, like for February next month, I can go up here and look and see what I did not get done. So let's say, for example, I didn't clean my diffusers. Then I know that that needs to be a priority. So this kind of enables me to be able to see what needs to be done, because what I didn't get finished in January, I definitely want to get that done first thing in February. So I don't like to wait on these things for more than a month to do them. So these are the monthly pages, the trackers for the month. And then here we have my routines. So I was trying to figure out a way to have a list of things, kind of like a punch list that I can go by and just look at, you know, once a week or every couple of weeks, and be able to see, okay, it's kind of like a standard list that I go by, and I call it a punch list. Because every week I typically clean my bathrooms. I vacuum my dog, I do our laundry, I shake out the rugs, and I clean my lunch boxes. And I do that every weekend. And so, but sometimes I forget, or sometimes I'm in a hurry and I don't have as much time to commit to doing every single thing. So what needs to take priority? So I've divided these up. I have my work over here, and then I have my my weekend over here. So for the weekend, I know that during the weekend, I need to get these things done. On Wednesdays, I do kind of like a check-in where little things that need to get done, like washing my whites and wiping down my bathrooms, watering the plants, refill my vitamins and medications that I leave at work. And then I have a Sunday punch list. So what do I need to do to wrap up the week to get started on a positive foot for Monday? So these are just a few things that I've written down for that. Gas, getting gas, make sure I have a full tank of gas, meal planning for the week, making my coffee. I drink iced coffee. So, sorry, I was off camera for that. So just making my coffee for the week. I drink iced coffee, so I like to make that way ahead of time and keep it in the refrigerator so I'm not doing it every day. My kitchen table, cleaning off my kitchen table. I don't know if y'all have like this drop spot for everything, but in our house, it's our kitchen table, and everything goes on the kitchen table. So usually when we have meals, because I do a lot of cooking, we just push it to the end of the table so that we have room to eat, which I know is ridiculous, but it's just how we roll at our house. And then cleaning off our stairs, because I'm always putting stuff on the stairs to take upstairs. And then here I just have like a morning routine. Don't forget to run the dishwasher. Do I need to charge my earbuds, my tablet, or my makeup mirror? And then doing my Bible study every day. And then just a little thing for evenings. And then here I have my work overview. So I do all of our social media planning at work and all of our social media. So I just kind of focus on just some things that I know that I need to have at the top of my priority list for the day. So those are my routines. And then here is my 100 list. So just so you're aware, oh wait, sorry, I skipped a page. So these are note pages. These were blank note pages that I transformed into these routine lists. So just to kind of give you a point of reference, if you have a Wonderland 222, it's the note pages after the quarterly trackers where this is landing. And then here we have December. So this was December 2025. I'm not a big monthly planner. You'll see that in this planner. I just don't do a whole lot of that. But I did want to be able to have a reference to go back and look at December so that when we're planning this December, I'm able to see, okay, well, we held that on that date and this on that date. So I do go ahead and just populate everything from December 2025 into this calendar. And these are just rub-ons. I've had these for probably 3 or 4 years. I got down in Myrtle Beach at a scrapbooking store, and I loved them, and I haven't used them. And this year I'm team use all the stickers and everything you have. So I thought they were really pretty. So I put those there. And then this is my 100. So I was in a Hobonichi last year. There were a lot of things about that planner that I did not like. But there were some things that I really enjoyed, like the My 100. And so I've already started keeping track of that. Books that I'm reading, you can see this list, and I'll put it up close to the camera so you can screenshot it if you want to. But just restaurants, movies, places, projects, books, just music, YouTube channels, all the things, TV, anything. My 100 is anything new. So it's any new restaurant, any new place that I've visited, any new shop that I've been in, any new book that I've read. So it's all of the new things. And I think last year I got to like 87 or something like that. So it was really fun. I really enjoyed tracking that. So I decided to do it again this year. And so then we have my 2026 reading list, which I've already started. Just finished 2 books that I started last year. Just going to keep basic stuff in here. The start date, finished, what medium I had it was in. So this was a hard copy. This was on Audible. And then the genre. And so I do not typically read a whole lot. I do love it. I've transitioned into my Kindle, which I've had for probably 5 or 6 years, but I've been reading a lot of paperback and hardback books because people will give them to me. And so, but I'm moving away from that and moving into my Kindle. And so then I have my crochet projects for 2026. So, these stickers, sorry, y'all, I'm not telling you where things are from. So these stickers were from, I believe they were from Busy Bee Planners. If I'm not mistaken, this was her reading. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these were Busy Bee Planners. This was a kit that I purchased from her. And then these were also from Busy Bee Planners. So this is the, if it's not right, if I'm not telling you the right shop, I'll definitely link the right shop in the description box. But to the best of my knowledge, I do believe these are Busy Bee Planner stickers. But these are all my crochet projects. So as I finish a project, I'll do similar to what I'm doing with the reading log, and I'll take a picture of my project and just put some tidbits, facts for information, the type of yarn that I used, and total cost that it cost me in order to make the project, the time that it took, start date, finish date, all that good stuff. So that's my crochet. And then here I really needed to have a packing list. So what I did here is use this weekly page. So that's what I've done on all the pages. So these are all the weeks for December of 2025, which I completely redid for functional purposes for me. But this is the packing list. And so I travel quite a bit, and my husband and I are planning some pretty big trips coming up for this year. So I just want to have a packing list for me to use so that I can refer to make it easier and faster and all that good stuff. And then here we have my currently pages. So these are just note pages, and this is a overview page. So this would be typically a December review page that I've transformed into like a project page or a currently page. So I've divided it into 2 different sections for work and then 3 different sections for home. So January overview is just a currently like a overview of my January so far. So what I'm reading, what I'm listening to, projects that I'm working on, all of that good stuff. And then I have projects up here, a big project that I'm going to do every month. And this month I'm cleaning out my attic and have gone through and reorganized all of my bins. And I want to declutter my office. I have not completed it yet, but I am well on my way there. And then here are just a couple of things that I need to do for the month. So I need to harvest my aloe plants, and I want to find 2 new crock pot recipes. My husband bought me a really nice crock pot for Christmas, so definitely want to make sure I'm using that. So, but here for work, I just put just projects or events and things that are coming up that I need to kind of just have at the forefront of my mind. And then next month it's just the same thing. And then for next month, I wanted to jot down any project ideas that I had for home. So I've got it into 2 separate sections. This is the monthly kit from the Coffee Monsterz Co. I went with the washi, which I've been really happy with. Really pretty, really cute kit. And then here we have just January, and I don't really do a whole lot in my months, like I said. So just birthdays and events and things like that. And then here we have, this was my first week. I moved in on the 1st, as you can see. And so I really wanted to track. Every year there are always some type of moon events, and I just think it's really cool to be able to know when that's happening, because I've noticed behavior changes. I work with a population that often has regular behavior changes and on a regular everyday basis, but I like to see how the moons impact that. So it's just something that I like to know. It's just fun things to know. And so I'm using this side panel here for meals, and then next week anything that I need to remember for the week coming up so that I can get ready for that. So if there's any paperwork, like I had a doctor's appointment the next Wednesday, so just do I need to do an early check-in? Do I have paperwork that I need to fill out? So on and so forth. So I think I mentioned that I am team use all the stickers this year, and so you're going to see kind of a mishmash. This is not meant to be aesthetic at all. I just want to use what I have. And so I have a reusable sticker book where I've been collecting samples of all of my and freebies from all of the sticker companies and businesses that I purchase from. And so I want to use all those. I've had some of them for 4 or 5 years. So I just want to make sure that I'm making the most of that and using all of my stickers instead of just holding on to them. But this is kind of an overview of, you can kind of see how I plan. I like to put the weather, and if there's any events, I put them at the top. These are stamps that I use. I just color the stamps with a Tombow marker and just stamp them and then clean them with water. Super easy. So you can kind of see just how my day goes and what I do, using all those stickers up as much as I can. My stepbrother, Brian, came for a visit, and it's the first time I've seen him in 6 years, and so it was really good to see him. So I wanted to note that. So I'm also documenting not just things that I do, but also like appointments, but also events. And then here is the second week, or I guess the first full week of January, and this is what my week looks like. So going into my weeks, I do not decorate at all. Decorating happens day by day. So this is what it looks like after the pen, and just how I'm planning my day. I don't worry about the white spaces. What I want to be able to see from this is how much space do I have in my planner, because I am thinking about downsizing into a B6 next year. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm really happy with this planner. I feel like I have so much room and so much freedom after being in the Hobonichi. I am really enjoying it. So I don't know, but we're going to see how I feel. Also, I'm just not filling in the spaces to just help not bulk up my planner. But I have my to-do list down here and things that I need to do for this week. All of my meals. So these were all the meals that I cooked. Things that I need to do. My crochet projects and things like that. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it. I just do what feels good in the moment as far as organizing and cleaning it, or setting it up, sorry. And so this was this past week. This is this week that we're on right now. Again, just putting my meals over here, things that I need to do. Next week, events that I have going up. I do have some things blocked out if it has to do with work, and I feel like it could be compromising someone's confidentiality. I will cover that up. So yeah, so like today is Sunday, the 18th. It's my father-in-law's birthday. These are all the things that I want to get done. So after I film this video, I will upload it, and as it's uploading, then I will go and mark off all the things on my to-do list. And if they don't get done today, then I'll just move them over until tomorrow. So this is how a full week typically looks. Wednesday was my daughter's birthday. So I got this foiled sticker. This is a birth month sticker that I got from the Coffee Monsterz Co. Most of these are, but here we have freebies up here. I have no idea where they came from. Again, just trying to use up those stickers, but most of these are from Coffee Monsterz Co. This one is the family dinner is from Once More with Love. So, super fun. And then this is how next week is looking. So this is what I do, and then I'll go in later on today and I'll plan out the rest of my week and put in all of my appointments and meetings and things that I know are coming up, similar to how this is set up. I'm only using 2 markers for the month of January. I think to simplify things, I'm only going to use 2 markers for the whole month. I'll just use the same 2 markers so that I don't get overwhelmed. Too many things, too many tools, too many markers and pens. It just gets way too overwhelming for me. And in case you're wondering about the pen that I'm using, so all of my pens that I typically use are working great. But I have found a favorite and one that I've not used before. And it's a Microline 0.4. I do like the 0.35 and the 0.3, but I really like a dark bold print. As I'm getting older, I'm 49, turning 50 this year. And as I get older, my vision gets a little more sketchy. So it's just easier for me to see a really dark print, but I really like these, and I ordered these off of Amazon. I'm not a fountain pen girl. I don't think that I would have the patience for that hobby. I think it's beautiful. I think they're beautiful. I think when people write with them, they're beautiful. But honestly, I think my husband would be really upset if I took on another hobby. But also, I really like using different kinds of pens. So, and buying different kinds of pens for $3, $4, $5 at a bookstore if I go travel somewhere. So it's just not something that I want to do. But you can kind of see, like, so yesterday and today, I use these for my to-do lists. And this is just how I track my to-dos on the weekends. These are all things that I migrate from my monthlies, monthly tracking that I just showed you over into the weeks. So if there's anything specific from that list that I want to do, then I'll put it here. And then I add anything else that I want to get done. Yesterday was really busy. I got a lot done yesterday. I hope to get more done today. So again, yeah, that's next week. I'll go in and put my appointments and things like that, and that'll be it. So moving into my daily pages, wanted to show you all just an example of how I'm using my daily pages. So this year I'm going to have a lot of fun with my planning. I am doing a year-long Bible study. I have never read through the Bible completely in a year. I think I got about 90% finished about 2 years ago and just didn't finish it. I can't remember the reason why I stopped, but this is a Bible study that I'm doing online, and I'll show you more about that in just a minute. Well, let me go ahead and show you. I haven't decorated the pages yet, but it's from the Bible recap. I am going to put some decorations up here. I just haven't had a chance to do that. But it's a chronological Bible study plan, and it takes you through the Bible every day. You have verses and chapters you read, and then there's an accompanying video where she discusses what is actually happening in the story or the book of the Bible. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I've done it every single day. But that's typically the bulk of where that comes from. I typically do a gratitude little thing at the top. And then I'm just having fun decorating. So down here, I'm still hoping for a good snow, even though it's going to be warm this week. It was really warm that week. I think we had weather up in the 70s, so it was really warm. See what else I have. So, and then here, this is where I started using the new pen, the Microline, the 0.35, but I burned through the ink really quickly. So, again, just some different things. I like to do a word of the day right now. I don't know that I'm going to continue to do that in February. This is where me and my daughter, we went shopping for her dress for her dance. And then here's a to-do list. So this is my January to-do list. I started to realize that there were more things that I wanted to try to do in January, and I wanted a comprehensive list of just all the little random stuff that I needed to get done. So this is just some quarterly things that I wanted to do that I need to catch up in this planner. I need to go to Goodwill and drop some stuff off, you know, that kind of random stuff. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I just want to do it in January. I do know that. So yeah, that is where we are for our daily pages. So that is it for me for the what I've done so far in the Wonderland 222. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to be here. I really appreciate it. I hope this was helpful for some of you. If you have any questions or you've seen something in here and you want to know where I purchased it, let me know. I will try to remember. Again, a lot of my stickers go back 4 or 5 years, so I don't really know. Can't really give you a firm shop where I got them from. So anyway, again, thank you again for being here, and I'll be back on real soon to post another video.